pancake ghost. The Redditor's brother and his best friend were leaving band practice only to realize they'd forgotten their pancakes inside in a go-to container. So after my brother walks back, he is about to retrieve his food container when out of the corner of his eye he sees it. It is a shadowy figure. Right at his peripheral vision, this feeling of dread and uneasiness washed over my brother. We had been taught that if you are in the presence of a spirit or a ghost and you felt a bad vibe, to say a quick prayer or to cuss at it. My brother chose the latter. He basically just told it, "Hey, fuck you, I don't have time for this shit." After that, he walked back to his car, feeling the presence of the ghost with him the entire time. He climbed into the driver's side of the truck, putting on his seatbelt and getting ready to pull out of the parking spot directly in front of the house, when one of his friends asked, "Hey, wait, what about your brother? Isn't he coming with us?" My brother answered, "What do you mean? He went to work early tonight. He's already gone. Do you see his car anywhere?" The next question they asked, "So, then who was walking behind you when you were leaving the house?" The Rocking Horse. One night, when I was maybe 10 to 12 years old, I had trouble falling asleep. My bedroom was the entire top floor of our house, with my bed and such being on the left, and storage closets and play area being on the right. I was lying in bed when I heard a noise from the other side of the room, and see a rocking horse begin to rock. It was just sitting outside one of the storage closet doors. It proceeded to rock its way halfway across the room and stopped dead under the ceiling light. At this point, I was freaking out and just buried my head under my blankets and never peeked out again until morning. It was all confirmed to not be a dream, as the rocking horse was still in the middle of my room when I woke up. Furthermore, I got a stern reprimand from my parents for being up out of bed playing with my toys while past my bedtime. Their bedroom was directly below the storage closet, and had heard the creaking of the rocking horse shuffling across the room. The Dolls. This is about someone who was living with his girlfriend's parents' house and was hanging at home alone one night playing World of Warcraft when this happened. Where my computer and desk sat, right above my head, was an AC vent. Often I could hear her sister playing in her room from that vent. I was leveling my paladin or something when I heard laughing and giggling coming from the vent. Nobody was supposed to be home, so my heart picked up. I glanced at the clock on my computer and it read 1:36 a.m. I remember this all very distinctly. He went upstairs to investigate, and when he got there, he used his phone to light up the room. Then he wrote, "I saw a small figure, what I assumed was a small girl wrapped in a white sheet in the center of the room." Cue my pants. I'm shitting myself. This figure, this young girl, stops playing with the dolls and slowly looks at me. It let out the most ear-shattering scream you can imagine. My skin crawls just thinking about it, and my chest tightens just remembering it. I wish I could tell you what transpired, but I remember waking up at the bottom of the landing, right next to the door of the kitchen. I stumbled into the kitchen to get a drink of water and contemplate what the fuck just happened. I glanced at the clock on the microwave. The clock read 4:46 a.m. What the hell happened in those 3 hours? The great grandma. This person was in 2nd grade, and he was watching Lord of the Rings on VHS super early in the morning. Suddenly, all the sound of the movie started fading away, and he said, "Keep in mind that I'm in 2nd grade, so this is pretty intense conclusion, but I just knew." I rolled over onto my back, ready to and excited to accept my fate. That was when I saw it. There was a large white figure in my doorway, just hovering and pulsating a white aura. I quickly panicked and began calling out my brother. The figure glided to the end of my bed and just sat there, watching. I'm not really sure how much time passed, but the figure suddenly vanished. The sound came back, and the euphoria disappeared. Suddenly, the phone started ringing over and over again at exactly 5:30 a.m. My great-grandma passed away in the hospital at 5:30, and the phone calls were my grandma calling to notify us. Me and great-grandma were extremely close. To this day I get chills thinking about it. I know that there are very few ways to explain the occurrence, but I know for a fact that it was 100% a paranormal experience. A couple moved into a new house. Shortly after, they learnt the previous renter had died, right in the middle of the living room. They decided to go ahead with the move anyways. Almost immediately, their 2-year-old daughter started talking about ghosts. She was always telling me that the ghost was in her playhouse, in the basement, or that the ghost was on the stairs, or that the ghost was standing in the corner. She never seemed to be afraid of the ghost, and considered him to be her friend. So I wasn't all that concerned, even if there really was a ghost haunting in our house. If he's a nice and helpful ghost, it could certainly be a lot worse. I would often tell the ghost that he was welcome to stay if he wanted to, but he was also welcome to go if that would make him happier. The child told her parents that the ghost was on the back deck, and it was the ghost's birthday, so she wanted to sing him happy birthday. Once again, I mostly disregarded what she was saying, as she is birthday obsessed and has in the past made us sing happy birthday to Mickey Mouse, a bowl of fruit snacks, and the bathroom. So we sang and wished the ghost a happy birthday and went on with our lives. Later that day, the mother looked up the obit of the man who died in the living room, and to quote directly, it was his fucking birthday.